Morning. When I get nervous, I tend to ramble, so I'm going to try not to do that. But Romans 5:8 is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. But God commended his love toward us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. God proves his love, and that even when we were sinners, before we ever even cared about God, or cared about Jesus, he died for us. And that's an amazing verse. But I grew up in church. I had the blessing to grow up in a family that loved God, and I was in the nursery. I was in church when I was probably just a week or two old. The church where my grandpa's church, we didn't have a nursery. Pastor Am, I'm very glad for a nursery. So because I was a week or two old, we didn't have a nursery. I came into church, didn't have a clue what was going on, obviously, for the first couple of years. But I grew up, I got used to being in church every Sunday. And when I was just a few months short of my sixth birthday, I was listening to a message by my grandfather, and I realized I was a sinner. I was on my way to hell. I walked the aisle, and I trusted Christ as my Savior. I know for a fact, I've doubted a few times over the years. Was I too young? Did I really know what was going on? But God's given me assurance on that. I knew exactly what I was doing. And so God, basically the thing I have to say is what God has saved me from by being a Christian. And you know what? I've never gone out and got drunk. I've never smoked. I've never done a lot of the things that the world considers vices, things that are addictive, things like that. I've had plenty of problems. You can ask any one of my bus captains, my pastors, my whoever else. I've had plenty of problems, but God saved me from so much. And I think part of the reason why is because, I don't have the self-control myself to resist a lot of the temptations that the world has to offer. And 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, "My strength is made perfect in weakness." Jesus says, you know what? I know you're weak. I know you have problems. But you know what? Your weakness gives me more power to show my grace for you and my strength in your weakness. And Jesus shows his strength because, you know what? Any good thing that I have in my life, I know for a fact it's not due to my own merit. So, but it's just I get to come out every Sunday. And one of the greatest encouragements every week is I can come out here, I can look out, I can see people out here from Gary, from East Chicago, from Lake Station, from just cities all around the area that are coming out due to some small part of mine. I've been able to go to their house. I've been able to meet them. I've been able to spend time with them. And like I said, due to no merit of mine, but God gives me the opportunity to reach others, to tell others that how much God has done for me and how much God can give to you. And you know what? Because I grew up in church, over the years, I have sometimes taken it for granted. I've let things slide, I got to go to church this Sunday. I got to go to church this Thursday night. And you know what? It's over the last period of time, God just showed me, look how much that you have that people around you don't have. I've got guys in my crew that are that I've talked to about getting saved, about coming out to church, and they don't even understand it. Like I have one guy, he's a Christian. He has a very clear testimony of salvation, but he's just doing nothing, and he doesn't understand the great life that God can give when someone wants to serve Him. And you know what? It's just encouragement to those of you who aren't saved. You don't know what you're missing. I'll just put it that way. And for those who are saved, maybe the Fairhaven kids, the kids who grew up in church here or elsewhere, and don't take it for granted. Realize how much God has to offer you. Realize how much you can use your testimony to reach other people and see what God can do for you.